Quando Rondo recently found out that taking care of an op comes with a lot of baggage. For 2 years now, King Von's death has cast a dark shadow over his life. But how has Quando reacted to the late rapper's death after 2 years? From dissing King Von in a song to leaving the gang life, Quando has had an eventful last 2 years. King Von's death. To properly understand how Quando has reacted to King Von's death 2 years later, it's important to get a clear picture of the tragic event. What people seem to ignore is that Quando did not take the shot that took out King Von.
A rapper who is among those who were shot and killed in a gun battle in downtown Atlanta.
6 November 2022, news spread that Chicago-based rapper King Von had been gunned down outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta, Georgia. Although Quando's brother, Timothy Leaks, was taken into custody for shooting and killing King Von, Quando's presence at the scene changed his life forever. Since he had been beefing with King Von for a while, everyone suspected that he had something to do with the rapper's death, and even blamed it on him.
There is speculation on social media that another rapper may have been involved in the initial argument and shooting, but investigators have not confirmed that.
But how did hate between two rappers get here? The answer lies with their record labels. King Von was signed to Durk's record label Only the Family and Empire Distribution. On the other hand, Quando was signed to Youngboy's Never Broke Again record label and Atlantic Records. Quando's boss, Youngboy, has built a reputation of beefing with anybody and everybody in the industry. He's never afraid and never holds back. King Von was about to find this out the hard way. See, hip-hop artists have a crazy culture of inheriting each other's enemies. Once an artist is signed to a label, a line is drawn in the sand. In other words, Youngboy's enemies automatically become Quando's enemies, and especially with Youngboy. He always seems to want artists signed into him to have his back 100%. You don't believe me? Let me take you back to Youngboy's beef with Kodak Black, which started after it was rumored that Youngboy was messing with Kodak's ex-girlfriend. Kodak took to Instagram to diss Youngboy after a fight involving two women at his house that left one of them with serious stab wounds. Kodak took shots at Youngboy's street cred after the incident, as it was reported that Youngboy was cooperating with the cops. The hell they mean fully cooperated? LOL, Kodak wrote. They ain't say little piece, bitch. They said fully, bitch. LOL. Anyways, man, that word ain't even supposed to be attached to your name, NBA Youngboy. Damn, little bruh. Don't do that, little girl, like that, man. This make it look like you was scared them people was gonna charge you with it or something. So you screamed. That ain't the drip, man. You know we don't holler at them people. One of them is in the house with you couldn't talk to them folks before you did, because you didn't know shit. Shaking my head. Where your coach was, NBA Youngboy? Shaking my head. I see I'ma have to write you a letter and tie your shoes for you, little bruh. As usual, Youngboy was not about to take the disrespect lying down. He took to IG to blast his new ops.
Tell me why they spoke on me from jail. Why the you even watching me? You supposed to be a gangster though, but you watching me from jail. Man, you is a this gonna say I cooperated with the I cooperated with the police. Man, you stupid.
Quando inherited the beef by burning boxers from Kodak's brand, Sniper Gang. Coming back to King Von and his connection to Quando, Youngboy had a long-running feud with YNW Melly. When King Von joined the music industry, he became tight with Melly, and as usual, he inherited Melly's ops. One of the most obvious instances was Von dissing Youngboy on IG Live, where he claimed that Youngboy was lying in his lyrics with the famous quote, "You got cap in your raps."
Youngboy talking about on this song, bro.
What?
You talking crazy, man.
Oh yeah?
He ain't even like that. On his mind. Cap. You got cap in your raps.
And just like that, Von had more ops on his list, among them Quando Rondo. So on that fateful day, King Von was out celebrating the release of his new album, Welcome to O-Block. After the party, as they were headed to a rented Airbnb, the rapper instructed his driver to head to the Monaco Hookah Lounge. As fate would have it, an op was in the area. Quando was about to take a nap inside his car, which was parked in the parking lot. While outside the club, one of Von's boys spotted Quando. Once Von was notified, he got out of his car and walked towards Quando, who was now standing outside his vehicle. A brawl broke out. Quando's right-hand man, who was inside the vehicle all this time, saw that his brother was heavily outnumbered and that some of Von's men had guns. He jumped out and fired shots to protect Quando. Unfortunately, King Von was shot and killed.
It hurt us. It hurt us a lot. I cried. Some of my friends cried. He had a big influence on us. A really big influence. On some real stuff, y'all just keep King Von alive, man. Don't let him die just because he dead don't mean he dead. Keep him alive. King Von to the end, y'all. King Von to the end.
As the hip-hop industry would come to learn days after his passing, King Von was loved by many fans. A mural was created for him in Chicago where even Soulja Boy went to visit. Although he was loved, there was a consensus among fans that Quando's brother did the right thing. In a Reddit post that discussed who was to blame for King Von's death, one user said, "Lil Tim did exactly what he was supposed to do, and Von had that coming, to be honest. Live by it, die by it." Even DJ Academics admitted that Lil Tim has a chance at winning the case by claiming that he acted in self-defense. Despite who was right or wrong, Quando's life was about to change. So what has happened in his life since that incident? Life since the incident. Life has definitely changed for Quando since King Von died. Music-wise, Quando has not been very active. He has only released one album, Recovery, and one mixtape, 3860, on which he collaborated with NBA YoungBoy. For extra context, the rapper had released 6 mixtapes plus albums, which shows that he took his foot off the gas. The mixtape with YoungBoy was shrouded in controversy as his boss did not want it released, a project fans had been waiting for since 2018. This is after YoungBoy's recent beef with Atlantic Records, the label under which the tape would be released. This started back in 2020 when YoungBoy attempted to take full ownership of his music. In an IG story, YoungBoy revealed that he had offered Atlantic Records 4 free albums in exchange for his masters, an offer that was declined. "I said they can have the next 4 albums free. All I want is my masters, and still got told no," he wrote. Dirty Game. In 2021, YoungBoy told DJ Academics that after he was done recording the last 2 albums with Atlantic Records, he would not do any more business with the label. "I got one more album act, probably drop one more mixtape, then I'ma drop my album and it's over with," he said. "They ain't gonna come back to me because I ain't trying to hear they got to say." In 2022, the relationship between YoungBoy and Atlantic Records went from bad to worse after the rapper claimed that the label was blackballing him. He took to IG to blast Atlantic Records for allegedly removing his mixtape from the Apple Music chart. "Why blackball me? I'm the good guy," he wrote. "I was going #1 2 weeks straight with the mixtape, so they took it down off the charts. I don't give a you still can't stop me." He even warned artists not to sign with the label. "Don't sign to Atlantic if you're an artist. They not gonna support you, especially if you live a certain way." YoungBoy alleged that he begged Quando not to drop the mixtape in an Instagram post. "I had to tell Quando, don't nobody care as long as they're making dollars off you. I've begged for that tape not to be released, and Quando respected my wishes. I talk to missionaries every day inside my home who probably gonna ask about that tape. That shit not sitting on top of my heart right. But I just pay attention to what these people promote. They are evil and don't give a fuck about us." However, the mixtape still dropped, despite strong protests from YoungBoy, selling 15K in the first week. Apart from 3860, which many people say did not do very well, especially since YoungBoy was on the project and it was full of controversy, Quando's album Recovery also did not seem to do very well, although there were conflicting reports on the internet regarding its first week sales. First week album sales are often considered a blueprint for how well it will do. This is because good first week sales create a buzz in the industry that increases the number of shows a rapper is booked, encourages video play on music channels, and increases the probability of radio play for one's music. Overall, the media does not pay attention to artists who do not have solid first week sales records. Some reports show that the album has surpassed over 36 million streams in the first week, with YouTube being his best performing platform with over 17 million streams and Spotify following with nearly 9.2 million streams. However, other reports show that the album has flopped after selling only 4,000 units in its first week. No surprise Academics didn't post his projections nor the actual first week sales up to now. Usually DJ Academics posts album week sales that's over 10K units first week. If DJ Academics don't post your first week sales projections and the actual first week sales, just know your rap career is officially over, commented one fan. However, others were quick to comment that if the album had flopped that hard, DJ Academics would have posted. Although it is safe to say that DJ Academics doesn't really like Quando after wishing he was dead when he refused to promote one of his earlier albums.
I mean, no Academics. Man, you don't deserve to live no more, bit, bro. I hope you die. On God.
Also, the claim that DJ Academics only posts album sales above 10K is false, since in 2020, he posted Quando's first week sales for Diary of a Lost Child, which did 3,500. It is also weird that the album only had one feature from his boss, YoungBoy. Are other artists afraid of doing music with him, or do they simply hate him for his involvement in King Von's death? We'll talk about this later in the video, but for context, his past 6 projects have seen famous artists such as Polo G, 2 Chainz, Lil Baby, and Rich Homie Quan, just to mention a few. His personal life has been as chaotic as his music career. The rapper has survived not 1, but 2 assassination attempts. It seems that King Von's death put a mark on his head, even though once again, he did not pull the trigger. Assassination attempts and leaving the gang life. The first attempt happened in May 2021. TMZ reported that Quando and his entourage were caught in a hail of gunfire at a convenience store in Georgia, with one man in his entourage left with a gunshot wound to the hand. The shooting happened about 10 minutes from the nightclub where Quando performed the previous night. According to police reports, the group group was making a quick stop at the convenience store when the shooting started. The shooter then opened fire, either from across the road or from the highway. Quando survived despite being in the parking lot when the shooting happened. The second attempt on his life was more tragic, as it claimed the life of one of his close friends.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say shot at a Savannah rapper, killing a member of his entourage.
New details tonight in a deadly shooting near the Beverly Center. We've learned the victim is a friend of rapper Quando Rondo.
Since King Von's death, Quando has revealed in interviews that he has been the target of multiple death threats. During an interview with All Around TV, the rapper said, "However some shit comes to me, that's how I'm gonna go about that shit. Death threat all you want to, bro. Fuck that shit. That's just some words, my nigga. Go do an action." It seems his ops already took his word seriously and decided to carry out their threats. On the 19th of November 2022, at a gas station in Beverly Grove, several gunmen ambushed Quando's entourage and opened fire. Although Quando Rondo was not hit, numerous reports show that he was the intended target. Unfortunately, a member of Quando's entourage was hit. His friends loaded him into the black SUV and drove about a mile to West Hollywood, where they were stopped by police officers responding to the shooting scene. Cops gave CPR to the victim, who was breathing but not conscious. Video of Quando screaming as they pulled the body out of the car quickly went viral on social media. An ambulance rushed the victim to the hospital. However, he succumbed to his injuries and died. Quando later identified the victim as Lil Pab after sharing a photo, posing with him on Instagram. Quando Rondo's team issued a statement shortly after the conflict reports made rounds. It read, "Quando was involved in the shooting yesterday evening, which resulted in the untimely death of another young man's life. He himself didn't sustain any injuries during the shooting and is safe." Although the suspects fled in a white sedan, no arrests have been made, although no one has tried to take credit for Lil Pab's death. Quando's ops are out for revenge, and it seems they will not rest nor celebrate until they get him. They seem obsessed with his death, and they are not afraid to attack him in broad daylight. Devastated by his friend's death, the rapper took to Instagram to break the news to the world that he is denouncing his affiliation to the Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips gang. He started by saying, "It's time for me to spend time to myself and free myself from a lot of people. My main man's gone, and a lot more. I'm cool off a lot. If I feel like you not with me, there's no reason for me to be holding on to you. No need to shake your hand or fake something with you. I'm living life how I want to live life. Whatever I want to do, I'm going to do it. You either going to get with it or get lost." He later put out more posts on his IG stories regarding his exit from gang life. According to the rapper, he was not planning on getting jumped out, as he wanted to just leave that life behind unscathed, while also claiming his set had no loyalty to him. "I'm not gonna jump out, gang, either. Ain't no loyalty in this. I'm my own man. I laid my flag down. I'm not NH. Y'all ain't gonna ride for real. It's no sense in being a part of y'all. Y'all with the opposition. I don't give a who feel hurt. You. And if you can't feel where I'm coming from on this, you a Cause it don't take rocket science to see what the going on. Everybody already hate me. I ain't tripping on the extra hate. I'm about to focus on my family, the ones who gonna really drop a tear if I die." In another post, he wrote, "Everybody. I mean that. I with a select few people. My circle's super tight. I with Lil D, Trench, Los, Serial, Big Dude, and Lil Tim. There's so much going on. Too many fingers pointing. Too many people talking behind my back. I got much weight on my shoulders. I'm standing on 10. I love Pab like AF, but I'm not going to Cuz funeral. I know where me and Cuz stand at. How anybody feel. Keep that shit to yourself. Nobody know what the hell I'm going through. I watched my homie die. I want to see a lot of y'all wake up and keep a level head after that. I'm focusing on myself and my little girl. That's who I'm living for all time. That's who I'm living for. All the times I missed with her on top of all this. I'm not in a relationship. I'm not tied to no girl. Me and her have a mutual understanding. I'm solo rocking, and I mean that. You and whoever feel hurt, my bag up. I don't need no handout." Anticipating backlash because of his decision, he posted, "Before you go to talking about another nigga, sit back and think. Like I don't even got 200 bands, cause you need way more than that to stand with me. Y'all niggas still think 20K is up. I can care less what anybody think. Get in my way and I'ma knock you down. Simple, no cap." King Von diss and the Say Cheese interview. While many people link Quando's current situation to King Von's death, the rapper has not shied away from talking about King Von in his music and interviews. One would think he would steer clear of the man who turned his life upside down, but Quando had other ideas. He went as far as to diss the late rapper in the song. When 3860 dropped, no one expected Quando to dare mention King Von. After surviving 2 assassination attempts, witnessing one of his closest friends get killed, and a turbulent music career, it would have been wise to avoid dissing Von, but that is exactly what he did. On the song Want Me Dead, Quando took shots at King Von and his sister sister, Kayla B. Quando seems to be talking after his boss, Youngboy, who also dissed their late rapper in his song Bring the Hook. In the song, Youngboy raps, "Yeah, this that Squid Game. Old Block Pack get rolled up. Murder what they told us. Atlanta boy get folded up." Lil Durk and Kayla B did not take this well and took to social media to hit back at Youngboy. Lil Durk posted a photo posing next to a picture of King Von with the caption, "Don't claim it if you ain't do it. You still a." Kayla B followed suit and posted, "On demon time in the house, on house arrest, get in these streets." She followed this post with, "Don't claim it if you ain't do it. You still a." On Quando's song, "Want Me Dead," the rapper sings, "Ha, my favorite op dead. Sister talk too much. No, I don't like." Lil Timmy rolled her brother up, got stepped on in some Nike kicks. Fans' opinions different on Quando dissing the dead rapper. "My car just got shot up and I lost my friend. What should I do now? Oh yeah, diss people and diss the dead. Dude's gonna live a long, wonderful life," one fan said. "I can't rock with how Quando rocking. How you wanna drop your flag but continue to diss a nigga that ain't here? If he was gonna keep dissing, he was better off not dropping the flag," said another, referencing Quando leaving a gang life. However, one fan summarized many people's thoughts on the issue. "I'd be mocking his death too if Von tried to me and sucker punch my ass at 3 a.m. on Friday night." The first part of the lyric was kinda obvious as he went after Von. However, in the second part, Quando went after Von's sister. Kayla B has been active on social media after Von's death, going on IG Live to answer fans' questions, clapping back at artists who diss her dead brother, and even more recently, publicly confronting Quando. Rumor has it that Kayla B confronted Quando in public at a Georgia shopping center. According to reports, Kayla was seen yelling at Quando while being held back by security guards. Since Quando had been shot at just days earlier after his concert, everyone around the rapper was on high alert. Security held Kayla B back from Quando as she continued yelling threats at the rapper, but he stayed quiet. This encounter plus Kayla's social media visibility since Von's death prevented Quando from addressing the issue. After being shot at in the same city, it was wise to let the incident blow over. However, since the incident was never caught on video, many people have questioned whether the rumor was authentic or straight cap. Also, major hip-hop and gossip blogs did not report on the incident, making people believe it was cap. Apart from dissing Von in songs, Quando has found himself having to answer questions about the late rapper in interviews. In his latest interview with Say Cheese, Quando was asked to narrate the events that transpired the day King Von died.
But I do want to talk about the night of the situation where you were in Atlanta at the nightclub. You walked up to King Von to dap him up. Can you take us through that night?
Quando's answer to the question surprised many.
I don't even remember that night.
He was trying to dodge the question, or does he really not remember what happened the night King Von was shot and killed? It's important to remember that his first interview after the incident was with Angela Yee. He revealed that he had an out-of-body experience.
It's like I had an out-of-body experience.
If that was true, then maybe he really did not remember the night's events. However, many fans thought he dodged the question perfectly. He played this perfectly. He's trying to move on from this situation, and people will find a way to twist his words up anyway. With 3 years ago, let it go, one user said. Another one wrote, "I respect Quando. He's not trying to retell these stories for clout. He's just trying to move on and keep it positive." The King Von situation had brought him so much pain and hurt in 3 short years that he was trying to steer clear of mentioning him. From the death of a close friend to being blackballed in the industry, Quando's life had become a giant roller coaster after that incident. In an interview with All Around TV, the rapper revealed that everyone in the industry is terrified of being associated with him after the King Von situation, and they don't want to book him for any shows.
Nobody want to book me because they terrified. That's the truth.
And maybe the terror spilled over to his music, since it seems that no one wanted to collaborate with him. In his last 2 projects since the infamous incident, only his boss has collaborated with him. He has to make music pretty much by himself. It will be interesting to see how the situation plays out in the future. Will the industry and fans forget what happened that night? Will Quando spark his music career to life once again? And will people finally acknowledge that Quando did not pull the trigger and start treating him as an innocent man? Only time will tell.